welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm the Geek. You are watching Kevin the Geek, and welcome to the final couple of days of 2024. It's been a long year, very, very long year, but especially good for my Scottish content. Of course, this year was the year that I finally completed Still Game. It was a show that took over a good year and a half of my life, and for good reasons. Very good reasons with that one. And of course I've done the first series of Rabsy Nesbitt as well, and then I've done a bunch of episodes of Chewing the Fat. I think I've done 2 episodes of Burniston, done 1 episode of Scott Squad, and this is a show that has also been very highly requested by a many bunch of people across various number of these. So of course, with it being New Year and the first episode is a Hogmanay special, I thought what better way than to watch the very first episode of this show. So let's check it out.
Merry Christmas.
Whoa!
Merry Christmas, Mum.
Merry Christmas, Christine.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
Right, okay, that's enough of that. Who would like a drink?
Right, that's enough of that. Who would like a drink?
Oh!
Oh, it's called fun, Ian. Never heard of that.
Aye, but Kathy, you overdo it.
Do I, Ian? Do I?
Yes!
His wife called again.
I'm literally watching 1 episode. You're already doing it way too much.
A lot of people were drinking far too much during that lockdown, Gordon.
Hang on, what? Lockdown? Hang on, what? What do you mean lockdown? Is this not a 2013 pilot episode? Have I mistakenly got the wrong episode? Right. Right. I need to look this up now. Because the file that I downloaded was the pilot episode. I cross-referenced it on BBC iPlayer, which seemed to suggest it was the same episode. I mean, it was labelled as Christmas special, not Hogmanay special or anything like that. But it looked like it matched, so I'm very confused right now. So give me a moment, let me check it out, and I'll be back with you in a second.
A few moments later.
Okay, right. So, yeah, this was the 2020 Christmas special. It wasn't. It wasn't the pilot episode. So, if you're unaware, if you're watching this like me for the first time and you're just as confused as I am, I'll just briefly fill you in. So, the pilot of Two Doors Down was in 2013. It was then picked up and commissioned into a full series in 2016, so 3 years later. And then it's gone on to do about 7 series or so, which, from what I can also read, it is considered that it's now done, because I think one of the co-creators has since passed away in the last year or so. So they're like, without him, we're not going to continue on the show, basically. And there's some stuff that seems to suggest it might come back, and some that just go, no, it's dead as a show, it's gone. Excuse me. Yeah, so that episode was the 2020 Christmas special, and when you look at BBC iPlayer, like I said, you've got Series 1, which is 2016, but this episode, the 2020 Christmas special, was within the Series 1 block as the episode that shows before Series 1, Episode 1. So no wonder I got confused, because obviously I downloaded it, I was like, I want to try and cross-reference it, make sure that I'm watching the right take. Because I've done it before. I've done an episode which I still have got on my computer, which I still have not yet released. It was when I was supposed to do the Series 2, Episode 1 of Desmond's, and yeah, it seemed that it was like Series 2, Episode 7 or something like that. And I just, for whatever reason, I cannot find Series 2, Episode 1. And so I've not watched Desmond in a long time because of that. Yeah, so this one is the 2020 Christmas special, which from what I can read, looks like it comes after Series 4. So at this point, the show is probably very well established. So I don't know how differently the characters are in the early days compared to now, obviously I've come into it basically sort of like halfway through. So I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit less confused now that I know it was a 2020 Christmas special, because a lot of those jokes and things now make more sense. Like when she was talking about all that pasta she got in March and talking about sanitizing. I was like, is he just like a bit of a germaphobe or something? And why the hell did she get loads of pasta? Was that in a reference to something else that clearly hasn't been explained? I was very confused. So if I know that there was a series and then this Christmas special, but this is the first one I watched, I might have thought this was that pasta thing might have been in reference to like episode 2, episode 3, or something like that of the series. Yeah, that would have made sense. But considering this was supposedly the first episode, yeah, no, very confused. I've had a bit of a look in the in-betweening time, and I'm struggling to find the actual first episode of this show, the pilot episode. I can see everything from series 1, episode 1 onwards, but I cannot seem to find this, the pilot episode anywhere at the moment. So, moving forward, I do not know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to put a post out on the channel once I'm kind of done recording, and kind of put it to you guys in case that any of you are able to help me source and find this pilot episode. So I would be interested to see how it all began, because some people have said it's very similar to the show as it later became, but then others are like, no, it's like completely different, so you could arguably skip it. So in my head, I'd like to see where it's come from, because it would be good. If I absolutely cannot, then obviously once Rhapsody Nesbitt comes to an end, this will probably be the show that will take its place on the regular Sundays, which would probably then mean when I get round to this point in it, I would probably end up having to watch this episode again, which at that point will probably be like 2 years down the line, 2-3 years or something. So in a way, it'll actually be good, because I will have built up the knowledge of the characters and the idea of the stories and stuff, but also hopefully it will have been enough time that I could have forgotten about this, and maybe the character of Kathy becomes a little bit less obnoxious, because she was very in your face in this episode, it's got to be said, to the point that she's a very unlikable character. What I have also double checked out as well, so the character of the son of Beth and Eric, Ian. Sorry, it's Ian. Sorry, I have to think which way around was it, Ian or Gordon. But Ian is Fergie from Still Game, which is great for me that I managed to pick up on spot that one. Nobody else I would say I really recognise. I mean, I know the name of Arabella Weir, but I'm not quite sure where I know the name from. Let me just check that. See if it comes up and suggests anything that really rings a bell to me that I can definitely say, yes, I've definitely seen her in. She's in an episode of One Foot in the Grave. Episode Hearts of Darkness. I don't think I've done that one yet. I don't think so at the time of recording this. She was in Skins, the TV show Skins. Oh yes, of course, she was in Doctor Who. Of course she was. Yeah, I did. It was the review I did recently of the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. The Christmas special sort of featured on the Narnia books. That's where I know that she is from. God damn it. Yes, that's where I knew the name from. I knew it would be something like that. But there we go. Right, I'm going to end this recording now. So like I said, this will be going out on the 30th. So earlier on today, I did the Chewing the Fat 2001 Hogmanay special. Check that out if you haven't seen it. Tomorrow, we've got Goodnight Sweetheart and Gimme Gimme Gimme, both New Year's... Well, Goodnight Sweetheart is technically Series 3, Episode 1, but you could also class it as a New Year's special because it takes place on New Year's Eve. But otherwise... yeah, I'm going to have to debate what I do. And I think a lot of this will depend. If I can find this pilot episode, then I may do it in the first couple of days of the new year. Otherwise, yeah, I guess then it will be that we have to do it in, just go to Series 1, Episode 1 when I eventually get around to doing that show. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you so very, 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 very much for taking the time to watch this reaction, and especially bearing with me, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of keyboard warriors on this one who haven't watched the whole episode before they put their comments in. And I just know that I'm going to get somebody coming in, "Oh my God, Kevin, you don't realise you've got the wrong episode, you absolute moron." Yes, I am an absolute moron, but at the same time, I would say that I'm not a moron, because I did what I could to verify that it was the pilot episode. And with it being the first time I've ever seen the show, I should be able to be forgiven for, not getting it right on this occasion. Oh dear. Well, all I can say, everyone, if you don't watch another episode of mine this year, can I just say a massive thank you for all of the support that you've given to me over 2024. Whether this is the very first video of mine that you're watching, or whether you've watched every single video, either way, I can only thank you so very much for your support, whether it's just watching videos here on YouTube, whether it is commenting, whether it is subscribing, whether it is supporting me financially on Patreon. That, of course, is something beyond my wildest dreams. I never expected that to be a big thing, and it just goes to show how wonderful this community is. And I will continue to be as amazing to you guys as you are amazing to me. That's all I'll try to do. Thank you very much. Have a very wonderful 2025. And for now, my name's Kevin. I'm a geek, and you've been watching Kevin the Geek.